Welcome into the Power Hour. Yet another Tuesday night is here, and we have a great guest this evening. First of all, say hello to the urban sensation, C. Red. Hello, Red.
What up?
Joining us tonight is someone who is heralded as the heart and soul of Frontline Pro Wrestling. She is certainly the mouth because she is a ring announcer extraordinaire and wears every hat Frontline has in spades. Please welcome Kristal. Hello, Kristal.
Hello. How are you, Steve?
I am super excited to have you here. Frontline Pro, so much great talent. We had Ben on not too long ago. We had a great time with him, and we're looking forward to Frontline invading Illinois before too long and doing big things. So we're super excited. We want to talk about that. So how the hell is Frontline doing? You guys are killing it.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Frontline has been great. We are on our 5th year, and we just had Honor Round 3, and it was very, very successful. We even had Packers legend Gilbert Brown show up for our event and do a little something for us in the ring. We are on Premier Streaming Network, which it has been an amazing partnership for us. And we're really getting our word out there about what Frontline is for and how important mental health is, especially in professional wrestling.
Now that right there, that is something that we take very seriously here on the Power Hour. We talk about mental health and stability an awful lot. It's something very near and dear to Red's heart, my heart, and of course Cactus Rack's heart. What do you guys do as far as to ensure the mental health? Because I mean, wrestling and life in general can get pretty overwhelming at times. How do you guys deal with it?
Oh, well, there was a lot behind Frontline. So originally we wanted to start so that we could bring awareness to post-war mental illnesses, so PTSD, and especially focusing on veteran suicide, because Ben had lost so many of his comrades to suicide and it was just becoming overwhelming. So we wanted wrestling with a purpose. We wanted wrestling with a heart and understanding and acceptance. And at the same time, being able to raise money for local veterans organizations. So then we began to realize how many people in professional wrestling are having mental health issues, but also the veterans that are in professional wrestling that have the same exact story that we have. They want to bring awareness for their comrades. So we started focusing on mental health overall. And my big focus now is acceptance. And I always tell my roster, I don't care how you look. I don't care where you come from. What I care about is what you can bring to my table and what Frontline can get, what we can do for you, what we can get you help with, and what things you're needing from us. Because it's not just about wrestling for us. It's literally about family.
Man, that is amazing, and it's so refreshing to hear it in a business that sometimes takes itself a little too seriously and misses the point on some of the people. C. Red, being a veteran yourself, this has to resonate with you in ways that I can't even understand.
Oh,
well, I want to thank you for your service, by the way.
no, thank you. Of course, this resonates because I've told the story many times, especially me being older, coming home from Desert Storm. There were no programs, there were no, it was literally nothing. You just came home and you were supposed to deal with whatever. And I told you that is when my alcohol and drug abuse began, not knowing how to cope and feel with the things that I have done and the things that I have seen. And to know that Frontline has they're doing something nobody else has done. I mean,
Not my boyfriend.
from time to time you hear about organizations and, oh well, we'll donate to, this charity this time, or, but their whole focus was, you know, veterans, and then for veterans in wrestling. Like, I'm getting hit on both sides, uh, being a military veteran and then being a veteran in this business is like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm at my end, where were you guys at 3 years ago? But it is commendable, and you guys deserve everything and then some more, just for you guys trying to do some good in the world and not running a show just to run a show. So I applaud you and Ben, who, hi Ben, I'm sorry, I now remember you. Okay, you do not have to
Come
tell me.
on, Red.
I'm just saying,
Come on.
because that was the running joke last time, right? Like, and you kept going with it. So, but Kristal, you guys are awesome. So, I love it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I feel kind of embarrassed. I'm just now getting Frontline Pro Wrestling Veterans Frontline.
You're right.
I thought it was just a snazzy name, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, I was this year's old when I realized what Frontline really meant. So my apologies for being old and stupid.
Sad.
No, once COVID happened, the frontline name kind of got, used for other things. So yeah, we were Frontline because, Ben was in the infantry and
Hooah.
Frontline, so
Bravo.
I heard,
yeah.
So we know what Frontline does. We know what Frontline stands for, and it's amazing. Now, what I want to know about Kristal. Now, my first experience with Kristal was working the show when it was Chicagoland Championship Wrestling and Wrestle League, and Ben and Kristal were down doing things, and I was watching Kristal running from here to there with a camera and just being in charge of shit. And I'm like, who is this woman? And then I said, who is she? Well, she's everywhere. What is she, like the lead? You don't know that. That's Kristal of Frontline. I'm like, fuck. Now I know. So that was the first time I had a chance to meet you and Ben, and you guys left a very, very lasting impression on me, because you were so nice and so professional, and you were adding to a night that was spectacular in ways that just were really cool. You were support staff. You were helping, or anything that they needed, you were doing, which I thought was pretty cool. So that brings me to wanting to know, how did you get vested in professional wrestling? Every ring announcer, business owner, everybody's got a story. You don't come to wrestling by accident. So how did you get involved? What brought you to this business?
Well, it's a story that started, oh my goodness, when Gavin was about 3, so 17 years ago. And I had a couple of wrestlers come into my work. I was waitressing at the time, and they tried to convince me that independent wrestling was a thing. And of course, I didn't believe them. But as a baby, one of the ways my grandpa would get me to fall asleep was to put old wrestling on. And I would just sit there and watch it with him and fall asleep. So, of course, these guys come in, and it almost felt a little like fate, right? So I went to my first wrestling show, and a couple months in, I met Ben, And it kind of went from there. Uh, I started training to be a manager right after that. And he ended up joining the military. So we took a few years off. And when we came back to Wisconsin, we decided the safest way for him to get back into wrestling and for me to be in wrestling was for us to get a wrestling ring. So we bought a ring. And then I was at every single wrestling show and I thought there has to be something more I can do because I feel like I'm just standing around doing nothing all the time. So then I thought I'll try ring announcing and we'll see how that feels. So Nathan Gust up at WPW gave me my first shot to be a ring announcer. And when I walked into the ring, my knees were shaking so bad that I tripped over the bottom rope and almost face planted into the ring.
Quite the auspicious
And
beginning. I've been there.
yeah, so it was, it was insane, but I got through it. And then 3 months later, I was ring announcing at Six Flags Great America for GLCW and Blitz. Once that happened, I became very interested in the ownership aspect of wrestling companies. So whenever we were booked on a wrestling show, I followed around the owners like their shadow. And I learned every single thing that I could learn from these other owners. So, Dave Hero and Tony Scarpone and, even Mr. Riccolo, who doesn't own a company, but has been around wrestling for so long that I was like, teach me all of your ways. So even, going to Blitz and making contacts there and just learning from all these different owners and honestly learning what they were doing wrong and sort of fixing that. And one of the things I saw the most of was locker rooms that were just sorted out into different groups of people and nobody was getting along and they weren't working together as a team. And I noticed
It
that
can be very cliquish. It can be very
very
cliquish.
much so, very much so. And I didn't like that because that felt so much like high school to me, even middle schoolish. And there came a point in my life where I was finally like, this wrestling gossip and all this other crap, like it's not worth it. And I got rid of all that. I got rid of every single aspect of that. And then I had to overcome the fact that I was a woman in wrestling. And that's hard enough to be a woman in wrestling. But then when you add owning your own wrestling company to that, nobody took me seriously. Not a single person did until they started coming to work for us. And then they realized she's saying it's a frontline family because it's a frontline family. We're reaching out to them for things with mental health, and they're reaching back out to us and they're helping us as a wrestler. We allow all types of people from all different walks of life to work at Frontline and have grown our family that way. I don't have a regular family at all. So my wrestling family is my family. And when we realized just how many people could benefit from what we could bring to the table, we also had this horrible suicide rate among Ben's unit and had lost, I believe it was 15. It was 15 guys that we had lost since his retirement. Right. And it was like, this is insane. We can't have this happening anymore. And I took our platform with wrestling that we had already started building and then took this desire to want to help people who I knew were in the same situation that we were in and, mashed it together. So then Frontline came about. And yeah, like I said, when people started working with us, then they started to believe in what we were bringing. And it makes my heart so happy to hear people talk about how different our locker room is and just how much it means to them to be part of our roster. That's a big deal to me. And I have my little group of lost boys, we call them, and they're like not my kids, but they're like my kids, I love them with my whole heart and they mean the world to me. So that shows. It shows. We give them creative freedom. we allow them to bring their ideas to the table and not just dismiss what they're saying because we don't want them to get a big head or whatever it is that people think. So for me, it's about having that family that every single wrestler is a castaway, or we feel like we're the black sheep of our families, or that we're made fun of for our mental health. And I wanted to change all of that, and I feel like I'm making a little bit of a dent.
You're making a huge dent. Don't sell that short. I had a long talk with Quinn Whittick about Frontline Pro a few months ago, and he really laid it out as to why it's such a great place to be. And I think a lot of Quinn Whittick. I work with him many places, and I have watched him grow. I've watched him become the great that he has become, and I'm really interested in his opinions. And he speaks so lovingly about his experiences at Frontline. It's contagious. And if someone as cynical as Quinn can be at times feels that kind of love and just talks about it out in the open, because Quinn, casual, cool, sexy violence, he never likes to let people get under that veneer. But when I said, hey, listen, tell me about Frontline, so tell me something I don't know, because that's what I like, because I work a lot of places, and I'm like, well, tell me something about Frontline that I don't know. And he went off on a tangent, and I'm like, that's amazing. I want that. That's great. So, but Quinn is a huge advocate, and he gave me some insight that I wasn't expecting. And if that's typical of the people that work there, then you have something incredibly special. And Illinois needs it, because we've got a lot of wrestling promotions here. Some are really good, some are average, but not everybody pulls in the same direction. And I feel like, from what I've heard about Frontline, you have a healthy locker room, and you're all pulling in the same direction. And that's what we need in Illinois. We need companies like you.
Oh, oh my goodness. Well, I don't even know what to say. I just knowing that people think of us that way just makes me feel great. Uh, Quinn is absolutely one of my favorite people on the planet.
Is he a lost boy?
Yeah, he sure is. One of
I
the
had a feeling.
originals.
I had a
Yep,
feeling.
he is one of the originals. And the very first day I met Quinn, I watched him try to do a swanton bomb, and he didn't tuck his head, and I screamed at him.
Oh, I'm sure he
So
enjoyed that.
yeah, but it, I know what you mean about these wrestling companies that are out there. And to be completely honest, I didn't feel any different or feel anything special, because I felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I want to set the standard. I want I want my people to communicate better and get along with each other. And yeah, they spat. That's how boys are. And we have we've got, all kinds of people, but I'd like to think that if we really needed to, and they needed to hash something out, we would be able to take care of that. I also pride myself on being a vault. You can ask any of my guys. They will tell you that they have told me things, and it's never gone anywhere. And I think that's another thing about wrestling that is very, very important. You have to be able to find trust in the people that are working for you and that you're working for, because that makes everything work more smooth. And I will I will take these things to the grave. These things are with me forever. And that was another thing I didn't like. I didn't like the backstabbing feeling, and the way that I felt like my presence didn't mean a damn thing in the locker room. I didn't like that. And I wanted to get rid of that. I wanted everybody to feel like they were an equal. And I'm just glad to know that it sounds like that's our reputation. But also we do what we say we're gonna do. You know, I've worked for some crap organizations that will raise thousands and thousands of money, thousands and thousands of Jesus, thousands and thousands of dollars. And where does it go?
I got
Right,
I got
right in
nothing.
their pocket.
No answer.
Right in their pocket. And so I was like, I don't want my name synonymous with those types of things. Like, ew. So when I found out that that was happening, it was like, absolutely not. I don't care about the money. There's people out there that need it worse than I do. So we're not even going to care about that anymore, because the better mental health my wrestlers have, the better they're going to perform, the more people are going to become interested in our storylines and our characters, and the more we're all going to make more money, because that's the point. But still, then our word gets out there more, you know.
Red, you have just heard Kristal say some of the gospel that you preach here almost on a weekly basis. React to what she just said, because I kind of feel like you are on the same wavelength with all the stories you've told me in your illustrious 20 plus year history. Give me your reaction to what she just said, because she just said some awesome things.
She said it. Were you not listening?
Well, I want to hear what you have to say about it. I want you to say that's awesome. I want C Red the Legend to say, man, I want to work at FrontLine. That's what I want to hear.
I'm just waiting for them to come closer. You know, these knees can't sit in the car that long no more.
You got to go get it.
Man, I'm on the end. I'm at the end.
No, you're not at the end. Don't give me that shit. We know better. We know better.
There's always something for someone to do. Something for someone. Yeah, that's.
There are things.
FrontLine is that place. Again, I'll be optimistic. So up to this point, at this point, I have not worked in FrontLine. Oh, excuse me. But as you say, everybody that we talk to, that we know, that has worked there or is currently working there, has nothing but glowing, raving reviews. And that's what you want. But more importantly, again, you want that locker room that is not divided. You want to work for somebody that believes in you and believes in you, not just as a performer, but also as a person. That's huge, you know. Like she kind of expanded on. There are some promoters that, you know, you're just the talent, you know, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less, you know, and when you're done and you collect your payday, you know, that's it. And, you know, you hear, you know, the here's the funny part, because I know you're waiting for it, Steve.
Always.
Here's the funny
part.
Out
there watching the Power Hour, when he says, here's the funny part, this is when you drink. Now, we've been a little lax on the drinking game a little bit lately, but tonight he's bringing it out early. So here's to you. Thanks for watching.
So here's the funny part.
You did it again. Raise them up.
Shit.
Look, man, it was just one time.
Man, you're going to get people hammered tonight if you keep going down this road.
Hammered.
We use the word brother so much.
Boz, out of Boz's mouth, it's every other word.
Brother. But we do. And you would think that this should be a brotherhood. And I believe it is. But there are some that take that brotherhood, and it's like Cain and Abel. You know, it's
what biblical?
You know, it's You know, it's not about you. It's really about me. So if I can smite you,
Smite. I believe that's the first time that word has ever been used on this show.
on this show,
Been reading the Bible or something? What's going on with you?
hey
Ooh,
man, and if I have, um,
Don't make me start
you
quoting.
know,
Yes.
that's why I don't call a lot of people brothers. You know, there are, you know, if you notice, you know, I'm called everything. I'm called uncle.
Unk.
I'm called unc. I'm called grandpa now. Um,
mama.
you
I
know,
I don't think there's a single one of them that doesn't call me mama anymore.
so
You just had a hell of a Mother's Day. If all those guys think of you as mom, you must have had your phone must have been blowing
my
up.
phone was blowing up.
Lots of messages.
Um, but essentially, you want to feel part of a family, and that's is what Frontline is delivering. Is again not just a organization that is honestly doing something positive, but creating not only a family atmosphere, not only outside the ring, but inside the ring in the locker room. Uh, it's funny because as soon as she started talking about the promoters and they raise all this money, and I've been there. Oh, I've been
Hmm.
there.
Yep.
You know, you raise all this money, and then you turn around, and a couple of weeks later, you're hearing all the rumblings. The boys are texting each other, Facebook messaging each
Hmm.
other. Hey man, did you hear? Uh, the other organization never got the check. You know,
Right.
you're like, well, what happened to all the money that we raised? And then here's the promoter, and they pull up in a brand new automobile. You're like, how'd that happen?
We know how it happened.
Right.
Well,
No,
you
Right.
know how
we
it
know.
happened.
We know how it happened. We
We know
just
how
don't
that
talk
shit
No,
went
about it.
down.
but
Mhm.
you pray to God that's not what really happened. Like you
Right.
pray to God like they hit the lottery, or somebody in their family had died and left them a huge sum, but not lie to the that's the biggest thing to me is, and I hate that you use a charity to get people in the building to pad your pockets.
Right.
Like
Right.
that is despicable. Like,
Right.
and then if you're found out, like, how can you show your face
You can't.
ever again? But there's some that, guess what, they have. Like,
Yeah. It's
you know,
really bad.
they denied to the end, and like, no, it never happened. The check it was in the mail. I PayPal'd it, whatever they say, you know, and they run a show the next month, you
Right.
know, and it's like, and then you wonder why the guys in that locker room are weary. Like, if you can lie about this, how do
Also,
I actually know I'm gonna get my pay tonight?
Right.
So
Yeah, and
uh
that's something that we've never had an issue with either.
all right.
Our
So
boys are well taken care of.
yes, they are, and I've heard that as well. Joining us now, not via video but audio speaking, is our favorite roller derby superstar, Russian Blue. It's Rachel, part of the Chicago Knockouts Roller Derby Society. Hello, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good. How are
Oh, they're in
you?
Chicago.
Hello, Kristal. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Oh, I've been better. I had surgery last week and that's why I'm late on tonight. I'm in a lot of pain, but I made it. I'm here.
You are here.
Oh, I totally understand.
Rachel,
So,
we have been talking with Kristal about how Frontline Pro is a family. And I know how important that thought process is to you because you have been in some experiences where some wrestling companies and even some of the derby stuff, it kind of gets lost in translation. Do you have anything you want to ask or say at this point?
I'm not understanding your segue.
Okay, so Frontline Pro, the way they were founded was to be wrestling with a purpose. And,
Right.
Obviously Ben, Kristal's husband, is a veteran, as is C Red, and they do lots of stuff to support mental health for veterans and other folks. And I know mental health is really important to you. And their
Yes.
locker room, we have found out, is an incredible family. And I can tell you, Quinn Whittick has testified to this very specifically. And I know this means a lot to you because I know you've been in some crappy locker rooms, and I know you appreciate, being made to feel important and loved in a locker room. So I just thought maybe you would have something to add.
Yeah, I can speak to it. I mean, in terms of Hot Rod, Frontline has done wonders for Hot Rod's confidence. I'm not gonna out his shit on here, but he
Come on, out his shit just a little bit.
No, I'm not gonna do that. He goes through things too, but not as publicly as I do. I believe in speaking out about mental health because so many people don't know that anyone else experience it. Experience the issues because it's so hush hush. But Andrew Hot Rod really struggled when he came here from Baltimore because it was, COVID, and he had to meet all new wrestlers and make all new friends. And Frontline was like a turning point for him. Like, it was a great place for him to call home. Essentially, it was the first place that he called home. It's, I think, maybe besides Wrestle League, the only place that he calls home. And it's like the one place where he's like, no matter what, he's gonna be there. He's gonna make it. He's gonna figure it out to get there. So I can speak to it personally.
Yeah, he's definitely a fan favorite, and he's a favorite in our locker room. And
Yeah.
you're right, he is a very good example of what our locker room does.
100%. 100%. I think only once, and it was just exterior circumstances, did he leave in a bad mood, because normally he's like and it was like extenuating circumstances, but generally that's like the best he feels is after a Frontline show, even when we're driving home at 5 a.m.
We've all been there.
So Frontline just had a huge show. What's next for Frontline Pro? I know, we thought we were going to be doing something in May down here in Illinois, but the last show was so huge and so big, you needed to regroup and get things ready for the next thing. What's in store for Frontline's future?
Well, I mean, we've got a ton of stuff coming up. We are still working on moving into Illinois. It's one of our highest priorities right now. And I mean, our show that we just had, it was huge. It took a lot out of everyone. And what did we raise? We raised over $25,000 for Jake's Network of Hope.
Wow, that's a lot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, it was a big deal. So we, that's what we do. I don't care about any of that. I want them to have that so that the next time we come back there, we can do it again. Because I want everyone to know that that's what we do. Anyway, so June 17th, we have This Means War up in Unity, Wisconsin, which is very close to the Spencer Marshfield area. And the main event, since we've talked about him so much already tonight, is actually going to be Absolute Power Trip, which is Coda Jacobs and Aaron Arsenal, and they'll be taking on Ragnar and Quinn Whittick. So they have been huge in Frontline ever since Quinn started out with us. Oh, it's an all champions tag team match.
Woo! That is hot stuff right there.
Right. So that's June 17th. Then August 5th, we have Hold the Line. And September 30th is Night for Tyler 6, which is our longest running. Ah, yeah, look at that. That's for RPW. Yeah. So
My
in
apologies. I just
August,
popped in. Give me a second. My apologies.
that's okay. In August and September, both of those shows are in Marshfield. And Night for Tyler is actually our 6th show. It's our longest running event. And it has to do with Ben's cousin, who was unfortunately killed in a drunk driving accident, where he was the sober driver and he was trying to do the right thing. So that was one of our first purposes. We've raised over $26,000 for their organization, the Night for Tyler campaign. And it's just been amazing for us. So we're Night for Tyler 6 this year.
What
It's
was
insane.
the date? What was the date again on that September show?
September 30th.
September 30th.
And then our show after that will be October 14th in Waukegan.
It's a lot closer to home
Yes.
for us.
Yeah.
Oh, and for you as well,
Right.
I think.
Yeah, it's actually only about 20 minutes from us, so it's nice.
Yeah, it's about
Compared
an hour
to
and a
4
half
hours.
from us, which is much better than 4 to 5 hours.
Right. Yeah, so we were able to join the Chamber of Commerce out in Waukegan, thanks to our event coordinator, I think you want to call him, Jeremiah Avers. I don't know if I think you did get to meet Jeremiah.
I think, yeah. You guys came out and we're so awesome at that show. I can really and I got to interview Ben.
It was so fun.
Shogun, and I'm still waiting for that Ben and Shogun match.
Oh yeah, that would be incredible.
I'm still waiting. I interviewed them both. I'm waiting for that lockup. I'm waiting.
Yeah. There's so many wish list matches that I have. So just knowing that there's other companies out there that are willing to put those matches on or give these guys this chance to have these matches. He can't stop ducking me. Oh, I get what he's trying to say. Chris Logan is ducking Ben because he doesn't want to have the match because Ben thinks he'll beat him.
I'm messaging Shogun right now. I don't
He
think
doesn't want Ben
totally
to take
should.
his super wrestler title away from him.
Right? I'm gonna let Shogun know that Ben's talking shit. He says, "How about November 11th for Freedom Cup?" On Veterans Day.
Wait, let me. I'm putting this on my calendar. November 11th, Freedom Cup. That's big.
Where's that?
Oh no, that's roller derby. That is a roller derby night.
It's a roller derby night.
I got to represent my roller derby knockouts. They're phenomenal.
Well, it'll be on Premier Streaming Network.
Oh, we got to watch it. We'll watch it while we're doing commentary.
And Hot Rod will probably be there. We'll make him send us play-by-plays.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, you could also you can watch it on. Usually I go live on my TikTok, which is what I was doing the night of the Wrestle League show. I was on TikTok live. I think I had 12,000 viewers at one point.
Oh yeah, I just got back on TikTok, so I'll have to follow you so I can.
I'm going to do it right now. I don't do TikTok very much, but I'm going to do this.
I only do TikTok for new books.
I've learned so much about mental health on TikTok. Honestly, that's the main reason I use it. That, and I think all the conspiracy theories out there are so funny.
Yes.
I use TikTok.
I actually, speaking of mental health and TikTok, just a PSA for anybody out there, but their community for victims of narcissists is so wonderful. And the information they provide is amazing. So if you are a victim of a narcissist in your life, TikTok.
Yes. There's actually a guy I follow who is a narcissist, and he has his own page explaining exactly why he does the things he does. And talks about his recovery, which I think is wonderful that he's so self-aware.
Yes, self-awareness is the first step, and it's so hard for some people to take it. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? It kind of is a recurring theme in wrestling.
Oh, you don't say.
Mm.
Oh boy, don't get Rachel started on this, boy. She'll just go and go and go.
I won't.
Go
I would
ahead.
not cut off Kristal like that.
No, you're not.
Oh, you're sweet.
But no, I
Oh,
I
it's
have
so
thought.
windy.
What was it I said the other day in the chat? Is that other people's moral compasses baffle me.
Oh my,
Say that.
right? That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I'll say about it for now. We can chat at the next Frontline show if you have 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. I'm usually running around like a mad woman at shows.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Kristal, why do you do what you do with such passion and love?
Because I get so much from it myself. It gives me a sense of purpose. So I, for a big portion of my life, I felt like I was at the bottom of the barrel. I have my own mental health struggles as well. I like to call myself a triple A, so anxiety, ADHD, and autism. And uh, it's one of those things that having an understanding of my own mental health and the things I deal with gave me an upper hand on everything else. And I honestly grew up thinking nobody else was dealing with what I was dealing with. But
Yeah.
wrestling honestly opened me up to an entire group of people that had been in a lot of the same positions I'd been in. So it now I have to do it. I have these lost boys out there. They need me, and I need them more than they need me. And that's the way I've been able to heal my heart and find myself a family that I really, really, really needed. So they're my purpose.
That is incredibly well spoken, and the gravity of what you just said is sobering. Because to talk about the people that work for you with such passion is amazing to me. Red, you don't hear that very much in this business anymore, do you?
No, it's usually everybody is shitting on each other. And,
Right. We don't do that in my locker room.
you know, I mean, that's just every now and then. Well, I won't say it. There, there are certain people that I don't give a damn how bad it is. They're gonna spend some positivity. Uh, you know, one of the people is again, you saw my post last Friday. Marche. I don't give a damn what's going on. The end of the world, the apocalypse can be
Marche
here.
is the happiest wrestler person I know.
It really is.
It's not even close.
Marche is going to find some positivity I mean in this day and era with the New Day. But that's just been who Marche has been since I've known. So you have those gems like him spread throughout locker rooms, but they're rare. They're rare. I try, and there are days, well, trust me, if I don't want to be messed with, just walk past. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. But a lot of times, if you just stand around, you can hear other guys shitting on other guys, and you kind of have to look, and you know, Steve, that's like one of my biggest things is like, why, it sounds so cliche, but why can't we all get along? We all have the dream, we all have the passion. Now, the difference is some have more ability than others, some are gifted more than others, but why not everybody just try to help each other? But you got those few that, no, it's about me. And then you've got those few, and that's and I'm gonna be honest, and it's probably the first time I'm gonna say it on, of course, our show. That's one of the reasons why I'm walking away in December. I don't want to be that vet that, oh, I'm holding on to my spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I've
You
done
don't
my,
want to become that.
no, I don't. I want
Mhm.
to be able to, I want somebody else to, hey, step up and do whatever they got to do. But I don't want to be, you know what? This kid is going to take my spot. Let me crap all over him so I can keep my spot, so I can do this another 3 or 4 years. And it ain't that serious, man. Some of these kids, they have desire and passion, and I rather nurture it, versus, hey, now that's my spot. You go back to the back of the line and wait for another opportunity. No,
Mm.
so
No, absolutely not. I don't. I I agree with you on that. And honestly, I have never understood the behavior. I think I posted this on Facebook not too long ago about gatekeeping wrestling. Like, why does it matter to you? Why can't you pass your knowledge down to the people that are coming up? Because they want to learn from you. And that's the position I was in. I wanted to know every single damn thing that I could learn from everyone. So when it came down to it, I didn't want that in my locker room. I didn't want that grizzled old veteran sitting in the corner that nobody wanted to approach. I don't want that. I want everyone to be approachable. I want everyone to pass down what they know. And even the people that come in from uh like the more well-known people, like when Ken Anderson came in, or when Rob Van Dam came in, or when they have their meetings and stuff, even they will tell you what the locker room is like there. And they would sit down and talk to our guys and have a great time with them. So it's possible to have that kind of locker room. It just starts with the management and putting that expectation out there. Because if one of my guys is upset about something, damn well I'm going to know what's going on. Like, I better know, because you're not going to go out there with that shit ass attitude for one of my shows and bring one of my fans down, because that's not happening. So I feel where you're coming from with that. And it is really hard for some people not to get into that mindset because a locker room is so toxic. And once I decided that I wasn't going to gossip anymore, and that when people told me things, it was just going to stay here. Like, there's things Ben doesn't know, and I won't tell him, and he doesn't expect me to, because he knows that I'm going to take that. Like, that's going to stay. So that's the difference. I don't know if you agree with that, but we talk about gossip, we talk about mental health, and those two things do coincide. You're going to make a rookie feel like he doesn't want to be in another locker room ever with you anywhere that you go if you're a dick to them one time. So why? What's the point of that?
I have seen that happen, and it is all unfortunately too common in many places. So that speaks volumes.
I don't understand it, honestly. And I mean, I would all of you have a good understanding of what it's like to be in a sports entertainment locker room, whether it is roller derby or wrestling or whatever else we may do. There's there can be that sense of belonging and everyone wants to work together, and then there can be that absolutely broken locker room where everyone's miserable and nobody wants to help out. So my reputation means everything to me. It absolutely does. And I had to build my reputation up after I kind of had spoiled it a little bit. So I had to rebuild it, and I'm pretty damn proud of where I am now.
As are everybody that goes to your shows and are exposed to your product, because we hear about it all the time.
Thank you so much.
so Frontline has got a bright future, and there are shows coming up all throughout this calendar year. If you could, where do you want Frontline to go? What is your kind of end game for what you're looking for Frontline to be?
So I have a fork in the road. Okay. One fork is to buy an RV that sleeps my entire roster, and we travel around the United States running shows for veterans organizations all over the place. That's one of my big goals, right? My other goal would instead to be creating a dojo, a Frontline dojo. I was exposed to that type of culture at one point, the like dojo culture, and it was incredible to me. I thought it was great that you could go to one building and your arena was there with the ring set up, and there was concessions and everything was ready to go. And then there was a residential portion. So they could come there and live and stay. So all of the people that needed to come for the weekend or needed to bring their families, or they wanted to be a trainee, looking at how they trained in Japan and the differences, like the big differences. It seems so small, but they're, in my mind, it's like, why is nobody here doing that? So that's what I want. Either we travel the United States and my entire roster goes everywhere with us or meets us wherever we're going, or I open a dojo and it becomes a community for wrestlers to have, I guess.
That is a grand plan. I want to be on one of those Frontline road trips, because
I was going to say, I would like to partake in the RV experience.
Absolutely. It's going to happen. There isn't a damn thing that I haven't dreamed about that I haven't been able to do yet. So
Hot Rod and I have been talking about getting an RV, so maybe we could be like a caravan.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be a good time.
Way more people.
That is amazing. Rachel and Hot Rod in an RV. I think we should film it and we should market it as a reality show, because that would be great.
Oh my goodness.
More drama than any
we've
of the Real Housewives. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a whole production team.
Record everything.
Wouldn't that be so funny?
There is some crazy stuff on television that would be better than 80% that's on.
And none of it tops me and Hot Rod bickering.
Real world wrestling tour or something.
I'm touching that.
Someone call MTV.
We're calling A&E. We're calling A&E. We're calling MTV. We're going to get this done. C-Red.
There you go.
You have heard a lot of things here tonight, and I'm hoping that you've been taking notes, because it's time for you to deliver the roses to Kristal, because, God, we've had many a guest on this program, and if anybody deserves the roses, it's Kristal. So what do you got, kid?
Kid?
So where is there a kid?
Yeah, we're going to talk about this whole retirement in December bullshit. We'll do that later.
We're not a retirement.
We're going to do that later, not now. Give her some roses.
Just me walking away, sir.
Walking.
So honestly, I thought about this way before just now. And my roses for you, Kristal, as a wife. And people do not grasp the concept what wives go through in this business. I commend you for not only sticking with your, first of all, supporting, nurturing, and watering your husband's dream. A lot of times it starts out that way with some couples, and then they pull it out by the roots. And as much as been talked about you last time he was on the show, I can tell the genuine love you two have for each other. For a wife to not only stick by her husband, then his dream becomes her dream and passion. Like, oh hell, ain't nothing y'all can't like it's the real life Incredibles. Like, damn it, like here they are, like live and in living color.
Oh,
And then as a wife to come in this so tainted business, but I love it dear.
So tainted.
It is, but you swam with the sharks, you slayed them,
mm,
and now you and your husband run an organization that is A plus, prime time, one of the best companies around. Because again, not only what he brings to the table, it's also what you bring to the table, and then it's what you two as a couple bring to the table. And earlier you stated that there are things that some of the boys, as we call them, they tell you things and you lock it away, and even Ben doesn't know.
mm-hmm.
Not only is that important to them, but how important is that to your husband to know that he has a wife that, guess what, people can trust, that people feel comfortable enough that if they're going through something that very moment, that they can tell you, and it's not getting out. It's not being spread around the locker room.
Nope.
So my roses tonight are not just you as a promoter, as a ring announcer, as management, as backstage, running around with your head cut off. More importantly, it is a wife. Because from as a man that knows, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And I know Ben found one because he married you, and look at all the fruits that your marriage has produced as far as Frontline goes. So
Oh, that's so kind of you. Ooh,
Wow, that
thank
was,
you.
man, those were some fine smelling roses, Red. Very nicely done.
Ooh.
Rachel, before you came on, Kristal was talking about starting up and being a woman in this industry. And I know you also have camaraderie there because you've gone through hell and high water to get the respect you deserve for not only being a woman, but being an athlete. Before we let Kristal go, can you speak on that a little bit? Because I feel like she's a trailblazer when it comes to that, being a woman, a promoter, a business owner, and someone that's compassionate all the while.
Oh, thank you.
I have the utmost respect for Kristal. I mean, we've never really gotten a chance to talk because, shows are shows, but you can like see it. And, as someone that has like, Steve said, fought to get the respect that I deserve, it is like so beautiful, like how respected you are because you do deserve it. Like you have an incredible presence, an incredible voice, like incredible fashion sense, but you're just an incredible person. And I really respect everything that you and Ben do. And I just, more power to you. It's just so awesome to see another woman or femme presenting person, out there just owning their shit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Aw. You guys are gonna make me cry so hard. I'm trying so hard not to cry.
Kristal,
Yeah, they made me ugly cry in my appreciation episode. I had to like turn away from the camera.
I'm
Like,
very proud of that. I am extremely proud that she ugly cried on the show. That was a real win for us. Kristal, you guys at Frontline Pro Wrestling are doing amazing work, and the word is out there that this is a show to see. And when you come into Illinois, the Illinois crowd is going to see what we already know. You and Ben are amazing people, and you have amazing purpose, and you create magic moments. And I think that's the highest praise I can give you, because this world is not filled with enough magic moments, and Frontline Pro delivers on the regular when it comes to that. We are blessed that you took your time to be on our show tonight. We appreciate you so much. And, we look forward to seeing more of what you guys do. We hope that as the year goes on, you'll come back and visit with us so we can talk a little bit more. We really want to promote your stuff, and we really want to be a part of the process, because all of us believe in what you and Ben do. And although, we are limited in what we can do as far as a podcast, we like to put our influence, however small that it is, in the right places. And we all believe that you guys are doing some of the best work out there. And we appreciate your effort, your energy, and what you create so very much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Did you have a good time tonight? That's the thing. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this is great. I love being able to chit chat with people about wrestling stuff, especially when we can keep it, positive and get our messages out there. Like, it's so nice to see that Frontline is appreciated.
You have no idea exactly how much. And Rion's got your schedule up there in his window of things to come for Frontline Pro. We talked about Freedom Cup and Tyler 6 and all the things that are coming. If you haven't checked out Frontline Pro Wrestling, you really ought to, because it is one of the most entertaining promotions that are working today, whether it be Wisconsin, Illinois, wherever they work. It is a really good show. Your money is well invested in seeing what they do. Kristal, we love you. We love you, and we love Ben, and we appreciate you taking time out to sit with us and chat a little bit about your passion and what you believe in. And I hope you'll come back on the show soon, because we loved having you.
Absolutely, anytime.
Red, any final thoughts before we let Kristal go?
I'm waiting for the invitation for Waukegan.
Red's always looking for a
I'll let
job.
Ben know. Red wants an invitation to Waukegan.
So tell Ben the whole. So I don't know if anybody else was paying attention. Ben was moving, so I'm looking at Kristal, and I can see Ben moving in and out the back of the window. Even though he's
watching Ben the whole time.
I've been watching him come in and out. So Ben, ain't no sense of hiding. Hey, bro, how you doing?
Red says, "Hey, come here."
But yes, it has been a pleasure.
Hey, there he is. It's Ben.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Ben, you camera.
She did great. I know, right? No, hey, Red, I tell you what, man. Why don't you, we can totally have you come over to Waukegan and do something, but why don't you grab your boy Chris Logan, or you can find that man Marche Rocket, and you can bring one of them up to Frontline, and then I can give them the Wisconsin beating they've both needed for a year, and then everybody can figure it out that I'm still one of the best, and that those guys are great, but I'm better, and that's okay, and we'll go from there.
Bruh.
Come on, Red. I know you got the hookups. I know you got their phone numbers. Don't sit here and lie to me and say you ain't got their numbers.
Bruh.
Really, so much.
Called out Shogun, you and Marche. He called you out.
So
I'm just
triple
saying,
threat.
Red, if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
I think he just wants revenge on Marche from years ago.
Okay,
You know.
first off, Marche pinned my brother, not me, so that doesn't count. That's first and foremost.
Damn.
And second, I've never fought either of those guys in a singles match, and I've been doing this 18 years, so it's time to get her done,
Time.
as Larry the Cable Guy would say.
All right.
Time for Frontline to go all day.
Sure, yeah. Marche
Make it
has my
happen,
number.
Kev.
He can
Or-
call me.
Or Steve, I think they want to reach that final level.
Not the final level.
I think they want to reach the final
Final
level.
level's unbeatable.
I am
Nobody.
an excellent gamer. I defeat final levels all the time.
Except for when he
Oh.
plays against me, because then he sucks.
She cheats. That doesn't count. It doesn't count. Whoa. Smashing buttons is not the same as having skill and accuracy.
Oh, okay, but it wins games, so
Accurate,
She
Kristal. Accurate.
she is still toting a victory from 2014. I want to point this out, all right? It's been 9 years.
Doesn't
But
matter
hey,
if you get wins,
hey.
you get it.
she won, right? She won, right?
You won.
Okay,
She won,
okay,
right?
but we can all agree that WWE 14 was terrible. So like, it's not my fault.
It had to be the game. It
That's
had to
the
be
game.
right. It's not the user. It's not. It's definitely the game.
But no, on a serious note, Red, would love to have you. That'd be great. Would love to work with you. And the exciting thing is me and Steve are just working on Steve coming in. We're looking to add commentary depth. So
Yes.
that'll be great too.
Woo! I'm there. Get it done.
Oh man.
Final level coming to Frontline Pro. The tag team of Shogun Chris Logan and Marche Rocket, the final level to go to.
Oh, you know what? That's cool. I'll grab myself a partner. I
my
wonder who I
God,
should
it's gonna
grab.
happen. It's gonna happen. And
should
it's
I grab?
right here on the show.
You know, I could call my brother down in Florida and Chase could come back up here and we could reform the McCoys. Or, I could call Sadist and we could reform American Violence.
I like that one.
Or, I could call anybody from Mad Dog Club over in Japan or, here in the States. Or my good friend Shigehiro, who is just over here. We could
Vic
call
Capri.
him. We could call Vic.
I am tagging Marche and Shogun in
Nicolucci.
this show all day. This has got to happen. It's happening. It's happening. We're making it happen.
Oh, well, I would love to fight them. And I mean, maybe I just grab myself a Backwoods Brown or a Quinn Whittick or
Batted back.
I don't know.
Ragnar.
A Ragnar the Ruthless, or maybe I grab a TW3 and get the Midwest States. Me and TW have worked really well.
Yeah, I think there was a time where I managed.
Yeah, you did actually.
I did.
Yeah.
One of the early days, the very first time I ever met Al Snow.
Fun times. But no, hey, challenge thrown out, challenge accepted. Let's get it done. Have your people call my people, and let's get this on paper.
I'm the people.
Final level is great, but I'm a conqueror of men, man. I'm not worried.
Conqueror of men. What has happened in the last 5 minutes? Shogun and
You
Marche.
made me come on this show. That's what happened, Steve. You were doing fine, and then you put me on, and you go off.
I did. Well,
you should have known better before this happened.
It's destiny. It was just destiny, and I was there.
I'm just happy
You
it
and
wasn't
Shogun
me
were
that cut the
posturing.
show off the rails this time.
Oh, I would, and see, you want the final level. I want the tag. I don't want just the tag. I want a singles against both those guys. I want to fight them both.
Like in the same night, like a gauntlet.
I'll fight them all 3 shows in a row. They can come up the front line. I'll book them 3 months in a row, and I'll fight them.
Shogun's been on Night for Tyler.
I mean, I'm sorry. Shogun always has told me I have a punchable face. I think he has a punchable face. I figure we wouldn't get sick of punching each other's face every 3 months.
I'll punch your face.
See? Very punchable face.
If Shogun were here right now, he would say, "Yeah." That's what he would say.
Hey, just tell him. I have an inside joke for you that you can tell him. You just tell him where they moved that mountain to. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Shogun, the thoughts on this show are Frontline Pro thoughts, not necessarily by the Power Hour. This needs to get done.
Oh man, well, why not do Frontline Pro versus Wrestle League?
Oh, that would be awesome. Wait, let me call Hot Rod up here.
No. We don't want the smoke. We don't want Don't
Right.
You
want
know,
it.
if it's
All right, well, I'm gonna
Frontline
get out of
versus
here, but I'm gonna get out of
Wrestling
here before I make things worse. But you guys have a great time with
okay,
Kristal.
I'm just gonna say, Frontline versus Wrestle League. I manage Hot Rod at Wrestle League,
Oh
so
boy. Now it's become a family
Oh,
affair. Now it's become a family thing.
but
Kristal-
you can't trust me. I might turn on him.
As you should. Kristal, you have been magic tonight, and we appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing what you do, and we all look forward to, maybe all of these grand plans coming true all at once. It would be our pleasure, I assure you of that. Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
give it up for Kristal. You know what? You've been amazing. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking time tonight to be on our show.
Thank you so much for having me. Good night, y'all.
That is
Good night.
Kristal, Frontline Pro. You can catch them. Look at the dates there. You can go catch the shows. She has brought her magic and love to us tonight, and we are very grateful for it. Damn, damn. She called out Logan and Marche, and Red's on the phone. Red's texting Marche right now. Hey, man, guess what just happened?
No, I ain't not yet. Not yet. I got other fish to fry.
I did not expect that, but oh, what a happy byproduct that is. Those are some shenanigans, and I would like to see the McCoys or Ben and Backwoods versus Marche and Shogun. Are you fucking kidding me? I get to call that match? Oh man, that is the shit right there. That is some fun stuff. All right, so Frontline Pro, Rion's got the dates up there for their 2023 event schedule.
Just an FYI, Spencerama is on my birthday. So if you want to be good friends and come hang out with me on my birthday, so I'm not sitting at a merch table by myself on my birthday, that would be awesome.
That is 2 days before my birthday, young lady. So maybe
I knew you were a fucking June Gemini.
Maybe I will take a ride up and hang with you for our birthdays.
And then we can go to Nuts Deep too and get some macaroni and cheese.
I am a fan of the macaroni and cheese, so you're on, young lady. Boy, that was fun, right? I mean, that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's so incredibly well spoken. That's what impresses me the most about her. Very, very, very fun interview.
You always seem surprised that people are well spoken.
Well, it's not always something that's a guarantee in this business. Some people are really good at doing the moves and doing their gimmick and character, but can't talk. Go ahead, Red.
So, Rachel, let me explain. This comes from, you have to go deep in the Power Hour archives.
Okay.
Deep on. I know where Red's going with this. Red knows. This is a fact.
And there was one interview, and me and Steve know the guy very well.
Long time.
And every time we see him, he's always got things to talk about and things to say. So here we just knew in this interview, we were like, great, this is going to be a fun interview, because this is somebody we consider a friend, and we're like, oh man, this is going to be easy. And do you understand? It is the shortest Power Hour in history.
It was 49 minutes.
No, technically it was 36. Remember, he left and we went the rest of the way.
That's true.
But
that's fair.
36 minutes with a whole bunch of okay.
Oh, well, somebody send me a name so I can do a deep dive.
All I'm saying is last week's episode was just a skosh under 3 fucking hours.
I know.
That is the longest show we've ever had.
I could have listened to him tell stories for another 3 hours. So.
I mean, when we're motivated, this just does itself. So, but boy, there was that night and not everybody can speak, and we were victims of that. It was not even a power hour; it was a power half hour, and that is not that. Nope. That's just a random picture set up by Rion Skills. That is just a random picture. I like Pikachu with boxing gloves as much as anybody.
That's not Pikachu.
It's not. It sure looks like Pikachu a little bit.
I
Anyways,
don't know.
we're moving
I'm-
right
I'm-
on.
all
We
I'm
are
gonna say-
moving right on.
All I'm gonna say, Rachel, is it was made for TV.
It was what made for TV.
It
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay.
Nope. We're all about building up, not knocking down. Speaking of building up and knocking down, I am sporting my brand new Chicago Knockouts roller derby t-shirt
Yes.
that I purchased this past Saturday night. As
Designed by Jonathan Grimm.
Jonathan Grimm. Thank you, Jonathan. I love my shirt. I wear it proudly. It is an honor to be a part of that group of people.
I did not pick that one up because I picked up the brand new Miners League shirts, one for me and one for
that is
Hazel/Lunala.
We are going to talk about the minors and June 3rd at length as we get closer. Even tonight we'll talk about it. But for a mid-season summer finale or spring finale, as it were, it was quite a show at the HF Auditorium this past Saturday night. For me, in all the months that I've been doing stuff with the Knockouts, it is the largest crowd I have ever seen. They were putting people on the floor who were taking their lives in their hands.
Yeah, last time we only had to put out, I think, 4 or 5 extra chairs. And this time we purposely put out a row of extra chairs on the side. And then we had to go put during the show, we had to go put out another row of extra chairs on the other side because more and more people showed up wanting to get it. So
I feel like next time we should put people up on the commentary stage and they can have like skybox seating and they can listen to us cackle and
during the bout. So, I mean, that could be a thing. I almost stuck her up there next to you because Andrew wasn't there.
Right. It was a hell of a show. And it was the Comic Book Crushers. They are the champions of the previous season versus the Retro Rumblers, who Mouthpiece alluded to being the champions of season 1. So it was.
Let me make myself clear about season 1 and about what happened this time.
Okay.
The Rumblers have yet to win a bout without cheating. Let me make myself clear.
Okay. Well,
I have photographic evidence of the cheating in the first season, and I refuse to acknowledge their championship reign.
okay. Well, I mean, that's strong words from Russian Blue, no doubt. A banner member of the Comic Book Crushers. And it was a really, really intense evening. The crowd was way into it. And the skaters were way into it. And there was about as much violence at this show as I have ever seen. There were flagrant fouls and things that the referees missed that and as I get into roller derby more and more as the days go by, I start to notice patterns and I start to notice things that I hadn't noticed before. For example, on the Retro Rumblers, Loretta Sin and Sugar Smacks put out a very, very impenetrable wall in the field, blocking, and they made life very difficult for Marley Quinn, who usually skates with the greatest of ease. So I started to understand a little bit more the nuances of what was happening. And I'm convinced that Russian Blue is an absolute menace because you are a force of nature on that track, whether you're whipping Marley or you're just creating blockage and keeping people away from making points. I'm starting to understand how this works a little bit more, and it really is beautiful.
Thank you. I do not see myself as effective beyond whipping.
You are amazing.
What you see, like I said, when I'm in it, I'm just trying to live. So, it was probably the best I've felt in a long time. So breaking character for a moment, I used to actually be a much better skater. And then after my concussion and my dad died within a couple months of each other, I gave up on everything and I stopped skating and I gained a lot of weight. And I have really been forcing myself back into a routine, eating properly, working out, even if it's just cardio or something low impact. And it showed on Saturday. And even if no one else noticed, I noticed. Like, I felt good at the end of the bout. I didn't get super winded. I wasn't struggling to keep up. So I can only imagine what I'm going to be like after this hiatus is over.
I thought that you moved a lot quicker than I'm accustomed to seeing you move at this particular show. I felt like you were much more invested than I have seen you previously, and you really were a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm sure Crimson doesn't want me to bring this up, but there used to be a point where she couldn't get past me. So I'm aiming to get back to that.
And like I said, I mean, I know it's just a summer hiatus, and we'll be back in August in Homewood, but I know the knockouts are taking it on the road, going up to Michigan again.
Yes, we are going to be in Michigan this weekend playing against the Hydrogen Bomb Cells.
As far as the match, it went to the Rumblers this time. And, there were some really stellar performances out there. Lucille Brawl was a dominant force, and the first time I'd seen that character live. Obviously, Marley is a staple. Loretta Sin, I have watched her work at every show in different forms, but I didn't really appreciate what she brings to the table until I watched her just wallop people at will. And Dr. Beverly Crusher, love the Star Trek gimmick because I have loved Beverly Crusher since I was a child. But she performed at a level that I had never seen her perform at. And
kudos, because the Rumblers twisted her knee in her first jam and she kept skating for the rest of the bout.
Rachel, did something happen to your volume? Because I'm having trouble
hearing. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I think that was my thumb. No, give extra kudos to Beverly Crusher because the Rumblers twisted her knee in her first jam and she skated at that level for the rest of the bout after that happened.
The commentators, one of our functions is at the end, we get the tally sheet from the ref, and we get to pick the people that win the awards. And we don't really pick because usually month to month, people rise to the top and you've won awards, before, Rachel, and no,
I've only won Sin Bin because apparently someone here doesn't think I'm creative or entertaining.
that is absolutely not true. Do not go down that road.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Flowers. I
have never won anything but Sin Bin, and that is won by numbers.
We will have to discuss this and look into the future.
Let's discuss it now.
Well, it seems like just based on what we've seen and what we've done, it seems to be a jammer prerequisite when it comes to the creativity thing.
It is.
Well, I that's what I've seen because it seems like maybe more we pick jammers than anybody else.
Well, why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're out there scoring points in the front lines, but maybe that is the wrong way to look at it. So I will have to get with.
I think so. I think you need to pay attention to the people in the pack
and
busting our asses.
if Loretta hadn't committed every egregious foul that we had seen, we might have given it to her the most creative, because she was a tough task for anybody, and so were you for that matter.
But you weren't going to give me either one.
This is not going the way I want to.
How would you like it to go?
I don't know. I'm just gonna stop talking. Do we know who's fighting in August? What are the teams that are bouting in August?
Let me have a gander, and I will let you know. Benedict Arnold.
Oh, Christ, that's
Hey,
not
hey,
fair.
Steve, you okay? Are you
That's
okay,
not,
Steve?
I'm okay. I'll take the heat. You know, I bring it on myself.
Okay. All
I
right.
got this.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
Okay, just
Rion.
making sure you.
Thanks for checking on me. I appreciate you. Now you're checking on me. Now you're audible.
We do
Yeah,
not know
I'm pretty
who it
sure you
is.
don't need me for this.
Wait,
That's
actually,
a whole nother thing in itself.
in August, we're hosting the Michigan Misfits.
So Michigan is coming into Homewood in August. So that means the race to the title will begin in September.
Correct. We do not have teams for that yet.
What a race that will be. Sitting next to the golden skate all evening, I noticed, and you can't help but notice the blue laces. Will the blue laces hold serve, or will the laces be red or purple or green? We just don't know.
If the color changes, it was a purely administrative issue.
It purely administrative? What does that mean?
I think you know what I mean.
I think I do know what you mean. We, as commentators, we took a lot of heat at the end.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I think that's a little unjust.
Why?
Because we were just calling it like we saw it.
Well, maybe you need to get your glasses checked.
Maybe you should stop wearing sunglasses.
I wasn't even wearing sunglasses at the end of that show. I was full on. You know, there was some controversial moments at the end of that show that didn't sit well with a lot of people. Again, I'm abdicating to Mouthpiece and Ocho, who know this sport a lot better than I do. I'm learning every time, and I'm becoming better every time. But there's still a lot to learn, and I watch roller derby on YouTube, trying to figure out and make myself better.
I don't know. It's almost like you know someone who plays roller derby and has played roller derby for 8 years. Who could that be?
This is just not gonna. All right, let's move on. Roller derby. Oh, you know what? Before we stop the roller derby conversation, let's talk about June 3rd.
June 3rd.
What?
June 3rd is good. June 3rd is good.
We're actually not gonna.
Are you trying to save Steve's life, Rion?
I'm the one that came up with June 3rd. I'll save my own life. Thank you. The minors division.
All right.
The minors division gets their first bout at the HF Auditorium. I believe it's going to be Saturday afternoon. Is that correct, or is it going to be a night bout?
It's going to be Saturday early evening. Doors open at 5, bell at 6.
All right, so this is the future of the knockouts. And I watched a few of the minors running around with baseball bats at the end of the night, just looking like they are going to cause nothing but trouble. Rachel, tell us a little bit about the minors.
So the minors are relatively new. They started up in January, I think, maybe February. And a lot of them are, I guess, technically legacy skaters. Hazel is a skater. She skates as Lunala. A few other people have children who are skating. And then we have a couple of scrappers, we call them, which are the littler kids that are playing. And they work their tushes off in practice. And it's amazing to see, especially I think those of us whose kids are in it, because in many instances, those children are smaller versions of their parents on the track. So it's like seeing you skating with your friends. I think anyone that goes is in for a treat, and support, especially girls and femme presenting, or like we do have skaters on different areas of the spectrum. Support them in contact sports. It's so gratifying to see people that are expected to be quieter and to be, all about being, pretty and, acceptable in society, just buck that system.
And we are all looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing Lunella myself. I think a lot of that young lady, and I can't wait to see her shine. That is June 3rd at the HF Auditorium. The Chicago Knockouts Minors Division getting their first official bout in front of a crowd. If you get a chance to go, you should. Any knockout production is first rate, and they have earned a special place in Homewood. People are talking about what they are doing, and the crowds are coming out to support them. It's a nice marriage. When the bank track comes, it'll be somewhere else, but Homewood loves their knockouts, and they show it by coming out in force and supporting them, which I think is magic. So we'll see them in August when Michigan comes to town. So that should be a hell of a show. C Red, you had a busy time on Saturday, so I would like you to tell us about your experiences, and then we'll wrap this package by previewing CSW and SCW that are coming this weekend. And I'm going to let you.
I'm quickly going to tap out. You know me, I got to pee, and I am really hurting. I'm going to go to sleep. So love you all for doing a brunch. As soon as I can figure out days, and I'll talk to you later.
All right. That is Rachel, Russian Blue Cactus Rack. She goes by many names, but she's always awesome. Get well soon, feel better, and we'll talk to you at brunch.
Okay, bye.
All right. That is the lovely, the talented, the fierce Russian Blue. C Red, talk to us a little bit about what you did this weekend.
I beat that ass.
That's what you do.
I mean, what more do you want?
I want you to.
I mean, what? LOW presented head games in Lake Station, Indiana. Hell, I don't have the card in front of me. I forgot.
It's okay. Just keep talking. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Wow. Keep talking.
I'm listening.
Anyway.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, so tell me about what happened on Saturday. I'll spare you. I'll just get to the details that I personally want to hear about. Why does Sean Ninja have a bloody face?
Because I cracked him over the head with a fucking jug.
For real?
For real.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I saw his post, and I was just like, damn, that's not right. But yeah, okay.
I mean, this thing with me and Danger, he follows me wherever I go. So I just got frustrated, and
Did you give John Danger that knot on his head? That was that you?
You're welcome,
Why you gotta hurt that boy?
What?
Why you hurt that man?
Ain't that what you always say that I do?
Every time you get in the ring with Sean Danger, bad things happen.
Not for me.
Well, not for you, but for Sean. I see he took a close up of his head. That's no good.
It was worse for the judge.
Like a day out of school.
Just saying, man. ARC over everybody, man.
Yeah, that ARC, they are traveling well. What is this night to remember business I keep seeing on social media?
That
is in July.
Yes. Have you not been paying attention to the post, sir?
I have been paying attention, and we're getting quite a crew of people to come watch it.
Oh, you are. Oh, that's so nice.
No, I'm coming to boo you.
Why?
I don't know, just because it feels right.
No, don't boo. A night to remember, July 28th at the Tinley Park Convention Center, 18451 Convention Center Drive, Tinley Park, Illinois. It is the WAW night to remember. All I'll say is the ARC will be in action. Cars subject to change, but there will be a lot of people on this show from here and from across the sea.
Yeah,
So
and they call it Night to Remember, KNIGHT. A little bit of legacy happening up in Tinley, if I'm not mistaken.
oh yes, the Knight family will be represented.
So that is a pretty cool thing. And we were talking on social media today about some of us coming up and supporting our friends, which you are one of them. So you just never know. And isn't that the weekend of the big honor? What I forget what does he call it? The wrestling reunion thing.
The cauliflower.
No. What? Remember when the Soul Touches were inducted last year, and I got to bring.
Oh. That might be the same weekend.
I
But
thought it was.
we're not. As a board member, I can say that this year we are not doing a reunion. We will come back next year.
Oh, it's not happening now. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's disappointing because I had a lot of fun at the last one, but that's okay. It'll give us something to look forward to in 2024. Are you going to be watching IWTV this Friday night there, C-Red?
I don't know. I just found out my kid's prom is Friday.
Oh, well, that's it. Hey, that's a good reason not to watch.
I mean, so normally I attend my students' prom just to hang out, just to see them enjoy themselves and have a blast. It's the one time of the year where they get dolled up and dressed up and just able to enjoy themselves, so I am going to the prom. How long I stay, I have not decided yet. Last year I was literally supposed to go for an hour and I stayed the entire night.
Are you bringing a flask?
No, never do that.
Never do that because
No.
you're a straight and narrow educator.
Yeah, I mean, you want to set an example for the students. Now,
Is
years
Flash
ago,
going?
I don't know. I haven't asked. I doubt it.
I doubt it because he's got no soul. That guy.
No, he just has other things to take care of these days. But but it's funny you say that because years ago when I first started working at the school, it was always around NBA finals time. So I rented a room. So I would every 10 minutes, I would go up to the room, watch some of the game, pour a cocktail, slam it down, go back downstairs, chaperone a little bit longer, go back upstairs.
There's Sean Danger's head. Did you do that?
Yeah, I did it. What you thought I was gonna plead the fifth? I did it.
He's gonna get you. It's always the quiet ones, Red.
He's gonna get you. Nah, this ain't a
Maybe he's the guy that puts you out in December.
Mm-mm.
By the way, we're going to talk about this at another show because we're coming dangerously close to the C-Red appreciation episode, and I'm going to make it impossible for you to say goodbye. It's not going to happen.
That ain't happening.
I got a lot of people.
I ain't even showing up that night.
You thought the Cactus Rack appreciation was good. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. People are taking numbers to come on that show.
Like 0.
Oh no. I might have to up my subscription to get all those people on. This is going to be a It's going to be an engineering nightmare, but we will make it happen and it will be amazing. It's coming later this year. Don't miss it. This Friday night, CSW Ode to Valor is happening in Franklin Park. And
Man, you done lost your damn mind.
what do you mean I lost I might lose my job. Have you been watching what's going on? They're suing CSW.
First of all, you know I've been watching. But with this card, you lost your mind. I think this is the best.
It's a great card.
And that's what I'm see. Won't you be quiet for a minute? Lost your mind in a good way. Like this is probably the best card you have put out as GM.
Well, so, like I said, we're trying to go out with a bang. So it's going to be a hell of a mid-season finale. CSW is off in June and comes back in July. Ode to Valor, marquee match, Conan Lycan versus Axel Rico, TLC. These two men, tables, ladders, chairs, per Axel's request. The Land Shark, part of the Hate Keepers, have been causing trouble and drama for a long damn time. Axel had enough, and he is going to beat that boy with a table. He's going to beat that boy with a ladder. He's going to beat that boy with a few chairs.
Well, I mean, it was the only thing that you could do, considering which I call that there would be some shenanigans at the last show. Well, when it comes to the Hate Keepers, of course. But I called it, and I just didn't see the brawl that would ensue afterwards. And I think Axel's buttons had reached its limit. And yeah, he laid out the challenge, but you made sure that you got the match signed. So I'm it's one of those matches that if I don't watch it Friday night live, I would definitely watch it Saturday morning.
What do you think? Do you think Axel can overcome the odds? Because you know there's going to be shenanigans. Or do you think it's Lycan's time and he becomes the new CSW champion?
Honestly, I don't want to bet against Rico. Rico has been a fighting champion. Rico has proven himself to be a worthy champion. But I think the numbers game, I mean, some kind of way, I don't care if you even ban them, they'll still find a way to do something, I feel, and cost Rico the title, and Lycan walks away with the CSW title. Because to me, that's what this whole thing is about. Like, they want control. They want to be the big dogs in the yard of CSW.
A lot of people want control.
Yeah, well, we know. Hence, your job is on the line.
Yeah, it's going to be an eye-opening show. I think Axel Rico finds a way and continues his very successful title reign. The CSW Women's Championship will be defended in, I think, one of the best women's championship matches we have ever had. Sierra, like her or don't like her, arguably one of the best performers in the sport right now. She is operating at the highest levels. She is everywhere. She is all over the place, and deservedly so. Enter the Australian Shazza McKenzie, who is an absolute beast. This match has barn burner written all over it.
Yeah, it does. But I'm starting to like Sierra. I really am. And it might seem twisted, but I think some of the fans are starting to like her too.
You are not wrong. I'm going to tell you a little story, a little behind the scenes stuff. At the end of the show this past month, Sierra sustained an injury to her hand, and she had to go to the hospital to get stitches in her hand. So she left immediately following her match. But a few hours later, her and Joey Avalon returned for the after party, and her hand was all taped up with stitches. That is the badass that Sierra is. You know, they had a long ride. They got to go to Wisconsin. That's where they're from. But they didn't want to disappoint the CSW faithful at the after party. So after she got sewed up, they came back and enjoyed the after party with the fans. Love them, hate them, indifferent to them. That is the best of us. So as much as I like Shazza McKenzie, I think she is really great. Sierra is operating at a level right now that is in line with you know, the TV stuff. So Sierra is going to win this match. She will retain her title. And Shazza McKenzie, it'll just be cool to hang around her because she is the bee's knees. In another marquee match, the Ice Pick Vic Capri, who you know very well.
Yeah.
Taking on the ungodly figure that is Hammerstone. Tell me what you see there.
A whole lot of muscle.
That is physiques on display.
Right. Like, like, first of all, I would hate to even be in the locker room with both of them and they both take their shirts off, because then that should make everybody else put their shirts on and then put a jacket and zip it up. I've been around Hammerstone, and of course I know Vic. This is a slug fight. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. This will be a slugfest. They are going to throw everything at each other, good, bad, indifferent. This is going to sound biased, in the sense that I'm giving the win to Hammerstone only because of the height differential. That is the only reason why I would give,
That's an excellent take, and you might be right. Here's the thing. Friday night, this is Hammerstone's first match in 4 weeks because he injured himself. He tore some muscles in the leg and has been on the shelf and been working to get back as fast as he can. So he gets medically cleared Wednesday and tomorrow and shows up Friday night to take on Vic Capri. So we don't know how healthy Hammerstone will be. I think that sets things up for Vic Capri very nicely. And Vic is working in what he refers to as the twilight of his career. And there, like you say, there might not be that much more, but I think this is a match that Vic Capri can do well in. I think this is a match that suits Vic Capri because he is a master assassin and he is going to go after that injury and he is going to make Hammerstone pay. So I see Capri taking the win here.
Okay.
Then we have a grudge match. We have the Metro Division title, the new Metro Division title that Iniestra stole from Steve Boz. Steve Boz is still the recognized champion. So it is the match between Iniestra and Boz. What say you?
That's easy, Boz. I think just because you steal a title does not make you a champion. Just like the fans that bring other companies' belts to the shows does not make you a champion. So, Iniestra,
You mean I should bring the Joey Roth belt around with me?
that's a different story. I mean,
I had that with me on Saturday.
I saw it and you won. You won it. There's a difference, but I think he's going to get a lesson in the BOZ, and the belt goes back to where it should be, not because he lost it, but because it was taken and stolen. So Boz wins. Boz retains.
I am inclined to agree. I don't see how Iniestra can unseat the BOZ. because the BOZ is mad. And when the BOZ gets mad, he gets laser focused and he is going to get you. There's a super kick that's going to take, it's going to separate Unestro's head from his shoulders. That's all I can say about that. Here's a match that people have been talking about for a while. I don't know how this one goes, but it's certainly going to be entertaining. Devilsville Princess, Heather Reckless, has a big problem Friday night
I
because
know.
it was one-on-one with everybody's favorite monster, Cypher. I think it's fair to say that Reckless has no sway over Cypher at this point, and she has been the bane of Cypher's existence. How she puts that monster down to get a pin, I can't even facilitate. So I take Cypher all day of the week and twice on Sunday. However, the X1 X factor concerns.
It ain't even that. It's a man versus a woman, right?
It is.
And for whatever reason,
It's not a man versus a woman, no.
well,
It's
I
a man
mean,
versus a monster.
whatever Cypher is, monster, whatever. Hey, when a woman is involved, men, we do stupid stuff.
I can't argue with that. Are you picking Reckless?
Yes, I am.
Of course you are. All right, moving on. Red, I have been general manager since January of 2020. I am the general manager that led us through the pandemic and created CSW Strong, hashtag. We came back, we did outside shows, we worked hard, we cultivated talent, we grew from within, and now we're selling out every show. We're on IWTV, and this happened on my watch. And what is my favorite things in every show?
All day.
Well, I know all day is my favorite, but what kind of match has been my
Scrambles, of course, scrambles.
scramble match? Oh, and the scramble match we have Friday night is something of genius. Here are the competitors for the CSW Scramble Match of the Month. You've got scumbag attorney Eric Schultz.
Right.
I'm just hoping gets his ass kicked and never comes back. We've got America's favorite sociopath, Doom Montgomery, and his Wheel of Doom. We have got the very talented bad attitude of JJ Garrett. We have got the Polish powerhouse, Mario Pardua. And then if that's not good enough, let's sprinkle in a little bombshell, Shelly Benson. Damn, that's a scramble. I mean, that's like a Denver omelet scramble. That's the stuff you pay extra for at WAG.
You can't make a Denver omelet with scrambled eggs, Steve. But I can't even call that one. That's such a weird concoction.
It is. It's a scramble. It's not a weird concoction. It's a scramble. I scrambled it.
I clearly you had nothing else to do in the kitchen.
Who do you like? I mean, you could make a case for a lot of people. Garrett's on a roll.
You could.
Pardue is the strongest man in the match. Schultz is a cheater. Doom Montgomery, unpredictable chaos.
That's actually where I was going with Schultz being a cheater. I really was. Like, not because of his skill set, not because he's the biggest or the quickest or the most technical. He's a cheater. He's a damn lying scumbag ass attorney, and he's a cheater.
He is.
So
I am going with the bombshell. Here's why. It's a big
because it's a woman.
Well, I'm just saying this. Friday night is Shelly Benson's 1-year anniversary in this business. And what a year it's been. Very few people have dominated CSW and captured the hearts of the fans more than Bombshell Shelly has. And Shelly has an opportunity in this match to really shine. and she is a big moment wrestler. When the lights are on and the stage is hot, Shelly does her thing better than just about anybody. So my pick in that scramble is the Bombshell. She is gonna celebrate her anniversary in the business in style, and it might be one of the greatest single year of wrestling I've ever seen. Amazing work for Shelly Bombshell.
Okay.
Then we have the tag team championships on the line, another title match.
Big move.
Big mood. Jack Moody, Mateo Valentine taking on Team 6A, Action Jax Johnson, and this man,
Dude,
the Ryan Matthews, the
no,
man with the whitest teeth in the history of the planet.
he might have him, but
Look at that
big
smile.
move.
That is some Jack Nicholson Joker shit right there. Look at that.
Big move.
So you're saying
I'm
Big
out.
Mood gets the job done. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You might be right. There will be other surprises and other shenanigans to come as we get a little closer to the big show. It's this Friday night, Franklin Park. If you can't make it out, and you really should.
Hey man, what about the three-way, man? Ain't it Hades
I was
X1
waiting for you to catch it.
Marche Rocket all
This
day?
should be your favorite match.
It's not. It's
The
not.
number one contenders match. Let's break down the walls for a minute, shall we? Why is this match happening?
Why?
Because I want in what might be my final acts to destroy Hades X1X and get rid of him for good. How does one do that? Well, you put him in a match for a number one contendership. Now, he would not sign for just about any match, so we had to dangle the ultimate carrot, making this a number one contenders match. But we've got Joey Avalon. The
Yep.
man has been demanding a rematch for his title that he lost to Axel Rico since he lost it, and he hasn't gotten it yet. It was easy to get him signed in this match because he has got tunnel vision. He just wants his championship back. He will knock over and go through anybody that gets in his way, which means that's a bad night for Hades X1X. And then you've got the one, the only, half man, half amazing, 6'2" talent in a 5'2" world, all day, Marche Rocket. This man understands the assignment, as the kids say. He knows what's at stake. He knows what he has to do. So for me, someone's going to win that number one contendership. It's assuredly not going to be Hades, because between Marche Rocket and Joey Avalon, Hades X1X, despite being sinister and evil and unstoppable, I just don't think he gets the job done. What say you?
You already know I'm going with all day Marche.
Yeah, Marche Rocket. I actually think that Avalon wins this match, not because he's going to outwork Marche, but once they render Hades X1X useless, Avalon, his reputation is he does whatever he has to do in the moment to get his job done. And, Marche always takes the high ground. So we will see what happens. Red says Marche. My heart says Marche. My head says Avalon. That's main event quality stuff.
Marche or Roche?
Marche. What?
Okay.
I said
when you go back, the last time you said his name, you said Roche.
No, I said Marche.
Okay.
I'm going to look at this in post-production, and I'm going to make fun of you profusely. But that's neither here nor there. That's the show. It's going to be big. It's happening this Friday night. Get your tickets or watch it on IWTV. CSW, the mid-season finale. I have been corrected quite a few times. I said it was the season finale, mid-season finale. So for those of you that want to hate on me, okay, I'm an easy target.
That's true.
Friday is CSW. Saturday, we're heading south to Shabance. SCW Retaliation. Now, every year, Retaliation is every bit as good a show as WrestleTopia is. And the game has been upped because there are some marquee matches happening Saturday night that are absolutely very, very cool. How about the champion, the evil genius,
Boo.
against the evil zone, Aaron Xavier, taking
Boo.
on friend of the show, power ballad, Paulie Tomaselli. How about that?
I like it.
I mean, this is not me. This is Terry Allen's business, but that's a hell of a match.
I agree.
What say you?
I don't want to say it. Ugh.
I mean, the man that owns your naming rights, you're not going to bet against him.
He don't own shit.
ARC is Aaron Xavier's invention. He owns you.
No, he doesn't have the copyright. But yeah, the evil genius.
Power Ballad Paulie is gonna become your new SCW champion, and it's the dawn of love at SCW. Tag team titles are up for grabs. The Titans of Destruction, BJ Price, El Dorado, taking on Modern Decay, Tommy Macabre, and Kazile. Damn, that's chaos. Kazile's fucking crazy, man.
And see, that's the thing. I think we might have new tag team champions. Kazile is crazy enough to do anything. So
There's no doubt about that. We have seen the crazy of Kazile, and Macabre will throw his body all over the place. The X factor here might be the Professor outside the ring holding down the fort. So Modern Decay could win, but I think the Titans retain their titles.
okay.
Here's a match that C-Red will be paying special attention to. Are you going to be in Shabance Saturday night?
Yes, I will be.
Then this match, you will be out there, but nobody knows what you will be doing because you got children's in this match. Not just child, you got children's. I mean, you've got more children right now. I mean, Jesus Christ, we could build an ark. Mason Perks goes up against Miles Mercer of the ARC, goes up against one of the touches, A Jizzle, Acid Jazz. Well, that is a bit of a quandary, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could posture all you want. You've got the ARC versus everyone. All the Miles, all the roads, Shikara, everywhere you've been, and you're gonna double cross Acid Jazz. Come on.
Who said I was?
You think I'm a fool?
Who said I was double crossing anybody?
I'm just saying you got a fine line to walk, my friend. You got to walk that touches ARC line.
I'm not a tightrope.
Where's your loyalty? Where does it lie?
Why do you always ask that every week?
What serves C-Red's best interest? Acid Jazz getting the win? Miles Mercer getting the win?
It's not about my best interest, sir. It's the best interest of the fans in attendance.
You are
Saturday night
sack of shit. Yeah, suddenly it's about the fans.
It's about the fans. The fans love us now.
Hey, look at old boy behind you with the glasses. That boy behind you with the glasses is going to be the man that's out there. Not C-Red sitting here on the Power Hour. It's going to be that guy. That's the toucher.
Hey man,
ARC, but which one?
Actually, that's neither one. That's VIP. Again, man, the fans love us in Shabazz right now. The fans love their arts. So
They love it, but they also, you love acid. How you gonna go up against your boy? I mean, you and Miles have a father-son relationship, but the touches of brothers. That's a tough ask in Shabazz. That's a tough ask.
well, we just have to wait and see.
And I am gonna kill you on commentary. Kill you.
Why?
Because I might not watch the match. I'll have Travis keep track of the match. I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna find the shenanigans. I'm gonna find the C-Red shenanigans. I'm gonna find out when you make your choice, because you will have to choose.
There are no more shenanigans at SCW.
You will have to choose.
Scout's honor.
And you've been very close with Terry, TA, president. That's that that's the WC. That's that influence. That's where Jazz comes from. Miles didn't come from there. I could read the tea leaves. I'm looking into your soul, Red. Looking into your soul.
Hey, man, we both got.
I'm looking into your soul. Touches, Red.
Man, would you come on?
Another match happening this Saturday night. Scumbag attorney Eric Schultz taking on Santana Starks. My question is, will Santana Starks have his bird? And if Santana Starks have his bird, I hope the bird bites Eric Schultz.
I don't think he's gonna bring the bird.
I want to see the bird.
I know you do. Either way it goes, it's Santana.
Santana Starks going to win that match walking away. And I've gotten past the fact that Santana hates me. I like him, so I'm going to let my love for Santana Starks overtake his hatred for me. That's going to be a match, and it's going to be great. This match is absolutely insane. You know Jimmy Carrot.
Yeah, crazy.
That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right.
That shit.
He's taking
versus.
He's taken on the Hawaiian Hitman, the SCW Genesis champion, Koa Laksamana. That's the most violent affair of the night.
Koa.
Jimmy Carrot, when he brings it, he is almost unstoppable, but the Red Wave Army is riding high. There are few people making an impact on this industry right now more than Koa Laksamana. I too agree. Koa retains his title, but it won't be easy. And it might be messy. And Koa's valet, Kaylee's, you better watch yourself on the side, because Carrot's not all there. And he might take liberties. Nobody wants that. So retaliation happening in Shabazz this Saturday night. Come out to the Shabazz.
Hey. Where's the women's title?
I was waiting for you. Do I got to do all the heavy lifting? Or are you thinking about Jazz and Mercer? And who you going to pick?
When you announce the women's match, man, stop playing.
The knockout queen, KO Kendra, getting her shot at the title.
Just a shot.
RVP.
The queen of the whole damn show.
How do you see it?
What do you mean? How do I see it?
I mean,
the queen of the whole damn. See, look at her. There she go.
There's the queen. Yeah. Yeah, she's fierce. I've been calling her matches since I started in this business. I know her better than I know just about anybody. And I appreciate her more than just about anybody. But this might be KO Kendra's time.
Yeah, time to go home.
Well, we'll find out Saturday night. Renee Van Peebles, if you haven't watched her fight, you're just letting the best things in life pass you by. Come to Shabazz. The knockout queen. This is going to be this is going to be brutal. This is going to be a brutal match. Physicality is going to be off the chain. Now, there's one more match out there that I have heard rumors about. I can't confirm it, but there's a lot of speculation. Creed, the franchise, the sharpshooter,
Oh yeah,
taking on one
just
of,
amazing.
one of the most talented guys I've ever seen lace up a pair of boots, and just amazing. Damn. Match of the night?
Nah,
What?
nah.
What's match of the night then?
It's a surprise.
Oh shit. You know stuff I don't know? Oh, easy now. Easy, Terry Allen's friend. Easy. This WC, the WC family.
All I know is, ladies
Take
and gentlemen,
liberty.
you should be inch bands this Saturday. High voltage starts at 6 with the show. With the
And
show starting.
we got the championship on the line. The high voltage championship will be defended by Travis T's boy.
Which one? He got a bunch of them now.
The Irishman.
He's starting a whole little game.
What?
He's starting a whole little game.
What the hell are you talking about?
Travis T. He getting all these people together. I think he's gonna try to come to our houses and take over the power.
He might. They're doing good work over at the JFW podcast. Did you hear the JFW podcast added a new member?
Yes, my grandson.
Pac-Man. He's not PX anymore. He's Pac-Man.
He's my grandson still.
I'll tell you what, if you get a chance to listen to JFW, you should, because the way Travis goes at Pac-Man, and Pac-Man must have the patience of Job because he just lets all that shit roll right off his back. It's amazing.
It's my grandson.
We love JFW here. They don't say half the mean things they used to say about us. They actually say some nice things every now and again. So we appreciate that. We are a community of podcast shows. You know, there's another podcast show that's out there on the Podbean. You know, our Bell girl, Morgan Bell.
Hey.
Hey,
Before you say anything, I have something that needs to be mentioned because you started mentioning about the JFW podcast. You forgot that you mentioned about the idea of the Chicagoland champion of Rocket Pro Wrestling, the Amazing Turtle. Did you talk about him at all?
no, I haven't. When you talk about JFW, it's assumed you're talking about the turtle.
Well, I just want to make sure that you don't forget that that's the thing, because I don't. People.
Are you talking about the Rocket Pro Chicagoland champion, the turtle, Mike Brennan?
That'd be him.
One of the most popular champions in the history of that belt.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you don't forget that.
I heard that he's got some robust challenges ahead of him at IPW.
Yep, that's the whole thing. We talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that next week. We will also talk
So we'll talk about the Rocket Pro Wrestling Chicagoland champion, Amazing Turtle, next week.
Yeah, we can talk about it now, but I just wanted to make sure that his name got mentioned, because he didn't even mention his name on the JFW podcast, and that's like his thing. Because I listen, so you can't tell me to go fuck myself. I listen. And he did not say that at all. He did not mention himself as Chicagoland champion for Rocket Pro Wrestling. He only mentioned himself as the Amazing Turtle after the last couple weeks saying that he was the Rocket Pro Wrestling Chicagoland champion. So I just want to make sure that doesn't get put under the bus. I'm going to go away now. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that was mentioned on here. If not on there, it got mentioned on here. So Pac-Man, just remember to record this part when you get a chance. Go back and record that this was mentioned for later. They're pretty good about recording that stuff. We'll see what happens. They decide to record it for later. Have a good one.
All right, that's Rion Skills giving us insight into the JFW podcast. Congratulations, Pac-Man. You make that show a better show, and we appreciate it. Next week on this show, we will talk about Crash Tested Wrestling as we head to Collision Course. I have a contract signing of all things, and we all know how good contract signings go in wrestling business in general. So we'll talk about CTW. I will finally give you the brand new skirts. So you will have those in your possession at some point. And we'll talk about that happening next Saturday as we get closer to.
Can I get them Saturday?
I'm going to give them to you Saturday.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about them. Anyway, so it's Memorial Day weekend. Crash Tested Wrestling will be there. And then Sunday, the day before Memorial Day, IPW will be happening. So we'll talk about that next Tuesday night.
And you know what I'm so happy about?
What are you happy about?
That the next day is Memorial Day.
Me too. We'll get to hang out a little longer maybe after the IPW show.
Nobody has to get up and go to work.
We got to go to work. We could hang out and fellowship and kumbaya and all that shit. Maybe we'll get another episode of The Morning After, which was a Mother's Day gift from Beyond.
Maybe we'll get a live version of the Power Hour.
Maybe we can do the Morning After Power Hour community show. And there you go. There's a picture of all of them. Oh, we got there.
Wow.
It's a championship gauntlet. The Rocket Pro Wrestling Chicago. Wow.
The
Turtle
Amazing
Turtle is
versus
fighting
RVP.
a gauntlet match against RVP. Your boy Sean Danger, if he can wake up.
Oh, he might not be cleared he might not be cleared. So
Come on now. That's a hell of a match. You know who our guest is next Tuesday night?
no, but I can't wait to get
I'm going to tell you who our guest is next Tuesday night. You got to get the roses ready, because on this show next Tuesday is Cash Money.
who?
Cash Money, Corey McHenry, going to be on this show.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, you got to put him in the ARC.
See, speaking of which,
There he is. The
Hold
Inter
up.
Championship. Rion Skills is defending his title against
wow.
Jay Thunder, Corey McHenry, Muggsy James, and I
And
can't
Peter-
see.
Peter B. Beautiful.
Oh wow! Damn, I'm gonna enjoy taking tickets at this motherfucker.
I wonder if I'm on. I don't know. I'm talking about
Taking
next
tickets. I'll be there taking the money with all the people coming in.
I don't even know if I'm on. I haven't heard from IPW office.
What we got here? Oh shit! Look at that.
Oh hell! Damn, the
Swanson
game just
versus-
got stepped up.
Swanson versus my boy Lat. Love me some Lat.
I love that too.
God,
I love-
I'm not. I'll tell you what. That'll be on Facebook Live. I'm doing commentary on that shit.
well,
That's gonna happen.
if I'm not there, can you tag me so I can watch?
Why aren't you gonna be at IPW Memorial Edition?
I don't know.
Why aren't you gonna be there?
I don't know.
What we got here? The ARC. Joey Dalton is gonna kick D'Angelo Steele off the island of Pretty for good.
Nope, not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Your nephew is gonna get beat by Mr.
Not
One.
gonna happen.
Gonna get beat
Not
bad,
gonna happen.
beat awful.
Not gonna happen.
He's gonna bleed, I think.
Nope.
It's a hell of a card.
And it's not nephew.
Information liaison giving us the information.
I think yeah. Doors open at one shot. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next, on the 28th, ladies and gentlemen, on the 28th. Oh, so you got more to do. Oh, maybe I'm hired that day as the ticket taker because the IPW Alternative Championship is on the line as the Russell Shuffle, Mr. LeBron, versus you get a title match.
This is more than just a title match. This is a shuffle match. Because I don't know if you saw Rocket Pro Wrestling. I took the shuffle. I took the shuffle to a new level. So it's not the Russell Shuffle anymore. It's the Steve Shuffle. Now I know it's the Cabbage Patch, but I'm going to bring some respect to this house. If I win, it's the Steve Shuffle. If Russell wins, it's the Russell Shuffle. That belt is lovely, but I'm not a guy that's too hot up in belts. But I'm going to get that shuffle. I'm gonna own that shuffle. And I'm gonna take his song, the Russell Shuffle song, and I'm gonna make the Steve Shuffle song. And here you go. Look at this.
It's a contract signing.
Bad things happen at contract signing. Backwoods and Mighty Max in a contract signing. And there'll probably be whiskey in that ring. Bad things gonna happen. Bad things. Look at this card.
I see, right?
I think we should charge more. It should be $25 and $15 for the kids. What's this?
Oh, winner take all.
Aaron Stone gonna kill those boys. The Dream Breaker is gonna be like Pac-Man, and those belts are pellets, and he's gonna eat all of them. He beating Aaron Stone. Aaron Stone gonna eat them all.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Your son Flash Harris is gonna get beat, and if Damian Gray is gonna get the dew ripped off his head. So that's what a show this is. Jeez Louise.
Man.
Before you go to your party and everybody's going to a barbecue, everybody's going to a barbecue at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
I ain't on the show, so I guess
IPW first, view all of this awesomeness, and then go to your party after it's over. We'll come with you. Right?
I guess I'm barbecuing.
I think you should bring your grill. We'll barbecue out in the front. I'll bring the chicken and the burgers.
Don't say it, because I'll do it.
I'll do it too. I'll go to Meyer tomorrow.
All right. Well, come on, man. Let's wrap this tomato up.
Well, Rion keeps putting pictures up there, man. What am I supposed to do? I gotta react this. This is the first time.
This is good. This is good enough. Mr. Red, per the IPW board, I have something for you, but I'm not going to talk to you about it here. I have to make sure that you understand all the scenarios that you have to do on that day.
Is C-Red hosting?
I hope not.
Nah, that would be great.
Wow, we already hosted, man.
Well, you host by yourself.
No.
You don't have to.
Come on, man. Wrap this tomato up.
Thank you to Kristal and Ben. Thank you to Kristal for being wonderful. We appreciate it. Thanks to Rachel. Talking roller derby was great. Ben challenged Marche and Logan. I can't wait to see what happens there. Check out CSW, check out SCW, and then next week check out Crash Tested Wrestling and IPW. We'll see Cash Money Corey McHenry on the show. For C-Red and Rachel and Rion Skills, I'm Steve. We will catch you next week on the Power Hour. Good night, everybody.